Welcome back, guys. Savvy Times here. Today we're talking about DDoSing, stressing, and soft booting attacks that have been taking place on Rainbow Six Siege and how Ubisoft is retaliating against these offenders. We will also talk about improvements that can be done to the developer patch notes and our giveaway for reaching 1,000 subs. Continuing to Ubisoft's website, we can see here what they have written in their patch notes and what will be done against DDoSers. They begin with saying that they have monitored an increase in the amount of DDoS and DOS attacks against their servers following the release of Operation Emberize. Below you will find the next steps for how they plan to address the situation and move forward. They have identified the worst offenders of the DDoS and DOS attacks and will be initiating a ban wave. This will apply to both PC and console players. The impact players will have been found to be initiating DDoS and DOS attacks will be banned. Target will be happening within the week and the continuing weeks ahead. Reducing matches per server. We currently host 3 matches per server. When a server crashes or when a DDoS or DOS attack occurs, this results in 3 matches being impacted and taken offline. We are splitting this to have each server host a single match to reduce the impact. Impact is a 66% reduction in the impact of DDoS and DOS attacks. They're targeting to do this by the end of the week of the release of Operation Emberize. Meaning that this, again, what they're doing is they're trying to eliminate a large portion of the attacks, because what happens when you have 3 games in one server, it might not be your game, it might be the second or the third game that's being DDoSed, and what will happen is it will take the whole server out, crashing all 3 games altogether. Now with them putting one game in one server, only one server will be taken out if a DOS occurs or a DDoS occurs. Moving on to the removal of escalating abandoning sanctions. They have noticed that the unintended consequences of the escalating abandoned sanction on players impacted by DDoS and DOS attacks. They are disabling this feature to reduce the longer term impact that is felt by legitimate players. Reduce impact felt by legitimate players after a match has been ended via DDoS, DOS, or soft booting. They're targeting this again by the end of the week. Continuing on to where it says network traffic monitoring management. They're making adjustments to how they manage and monitor network data and how they accept packets sent to their servers. They cannot provide details on this topic as it will expose information that can be used to circumvent the work that they are doing. This will have a substantial impact on DDoS, DOS, soft booting, and server stressing. Their impact for this will be a substantial impact on DDoS, DOS, soft booting, and server stressing. They're targeting this for early October. Moving on to the portion where they're speaking of legal options, they have discussed the current situation with their legal team and assessed their options. They will be issuing cease and desist orders to websites and people hosting these services of DDoS and DOS attacks. Their legal action against prominent DDoS and DOS attackers is in progress, and their impact is to reduce the availability of DDoS and DOS service providers. Target is ongoing and will be continuing within the next couple of weeks. Moving on to where it says working with Microsoft partners. Development is ongoing with our partners at the Microsoft Azure team. It says they are working closely with them to develop both short and long-term solutions. This will have a substantial impact on DDoS, DOS, soft booting, and server stressing. Target is ongoing. List of terms used in the patch notes are down here below, where it starts with DDoS, an attack on the server or network from multiple PCs that overloads the network. This results in all players being disconnected and the match ending. DOS, an attack on the server or network from a single PC that overloads the connection. This sometimes results in all players being disconnected. Soft booting, a DDoS or DOS attack that degrades the network server to the point that some players are dropped from the match. Stressing, a DDoS DOS attack that degrades the network server to a lesser degree than soft booting. This results in all players maintaining their connection but having a constant ping of 1000 milliseconds, making the game unresponsive. Pretty much just meaning that you're literally in a constant state of lagging.
Hey guys, this is Jay. Thanks Jomar for doing that recap and summarization. I just want to touch base on what Ubisoft is doing good, what they can work on, and how people view this whole situation. Alright, well, first thing is first, thank God Ubisoft is doing something about the whole DDoS situation. I mean, it only took about a year and about 1 million console players complaining, and it still seemed like they weren't going to do anything about it. until the PC players started to notice it and they were affected. Now, I think they did an extremely good job implementing a ban wave. My only suggestion is to maybe do a console ban instead of a profile ban. Many DOSers will just make smurfs and continue the anarchy. I'm pretty sure that cheaters won't want to buy a whole console every time they get caught cheating. And if there are limitations, they are working with Microsoft anyways. I'm sure they can come up with an agreement, just like how they used to give bans on the 360. Now, reducing the number of games per server to just one I think is a great idea. To be honest, I didn't even know that it might not be the other team cheating and that it might have been someone on the server just cheating. I think doing this has already shown great results. In the beginning of Operation Ember Rise, the DOSing and server stressing had taken 5 out of my 10 placement matches, and about every other game after that. And after some of these implementations, it's about 2 out of 10 games. I can't say with great confidence that this specifically made the extreme impact that it has already shown, but it had something to do with it. Okay, so the removal of the escalating abandon sanction I think was a marvelous idea. Honestly, this was a really good idea just because, you know, these legitimate players don't deserve to get bigger and bigger, you know, sanctions. It's just not fair. Well, I'm actually quite disappointed how Ubisoft handled their network management, because they should have learned from previous games like Call of Duty, who had serious DDoSing problems and, you know, soft booting problems. They should have known, and they're a really big company, so they should have had their defenses a bit better. But I mean, it's better late than never. I'm glad they're doing something about it now, and you know, let's see what's in store for the future. As far as legal options go, I have to agree with KingGeorge. We have to grab one of the prominent DDoSers, little Timmy, you know, give him a big fine or send him to jail. This will deter everyone else from, you know, cheating and doing things that they shouldn't be doing. Now, as far as working with Microsoft partners, I think that's a great idea. Like I said earlier, they should definitely try to get console bans in movement, because I'm telling you right now, that would stop every DDoSer in their tracks. No one wants to pay for another console just to cheat again. I'm telling you, that is the way to go. That is the #1 solution. You know, it's kind of messed up, but hey, you want to cheat? Boom, you lost your console. We made this video to showcase what Ubisoft is doing to combat all the cheating that has been going on for the past year. We wanted to praise, criticize, and give suggestions. We care about this game immensely, playing since Season 1 and hitting Diamond every season. We don't claim to be the best, but we love the game, and we have seen the gradual decline to the quality, not only for higher ranks, but for lower ranks, and even casual and unranked. And yes, people were DOSing in casual. I don't know if they were testing their stuff, but it's an actual shame. But on a good note, our giveaway for reaching 1K subs has started. All you have to do is sub to our channel, head over to our Instagram, and like all the posts. Then write "done" in this video's comment section. And then after doing all that, send us a quick DM in our Instagram. We will be drawing names randomly for people who have entered. The choices between prizes are AirPods or the value of AirPods on a Visa gift card.